I don't know too much about Shadowwalk. I don't have the dust to craft it, but the best performing deck for me was Control Warlock. I played it all season.
I don't think it's Shadowwalk. It's probably either Warlock, Paladin, Priest is good. Maybe there's a bunch of decent decks right now. Probably still Warlock up there. Pretty good cards.
Well, it's definitely not Shadowwalk, but it's any type of Warlock. I think Q-Block. Q-Block is still the strongest, as probably it was in the previous expansion.
Why is it Shadowwalk? Like, I didn't meet any Shadowwalk today, but I think the best deck is still Warlock. Mostly because it beats all the Paladins that are in the meta, so yeah, it's still dominating.
Well, for me the best deck is Priest, because it has a chance against everything.
Oh, it's definitely not Shadowwalk, and I'm not gonna answer it differently. It's Q-Block. It's definitely Q-Block.
I think for me it's even Paladin. Have overall good win rates versus all decks on the ladder today.
I think both archetypes of Warlock are really good in current meta. Cube and Control, I see it a lot on Runner, so it's probably the best.
I think it actually is Q-Block, even though it didn't change much from last expansion, but it still has the best win rate on ladder.
I think the best deck in current metagame is probably Control Warlock. It performed for me really well on ladder and also in this tournament.
The Witchwood Apple. I don't know how exactly it's called, but it's the 2-mana druid spell. I enjoy that one.
If we're talking about a really underrated card that does not see play, it's probably Sound the Bells, because I think it's quite decent and most people underrate it.
I think like it could be Baku.
It could be Vicious Scale Height, like it's a common that people didn't really expect to perform, but it's super good in Quest Rogue and also in Paladin. I played one copy just in Paladin, but I think the card is very nice.
Witchwood Piper, maybe?
For me it's probably Towncrier, but it might depend on next expansions if there are more rush cards. But I think it's really good right now, but nobody find the best deck for it. So
I think a lot of people underrated Henchglensack by a lot, and it's the only reason why Miracle Rogue is strong. If you draw it on 3, it's pretty good. If not, it's not that great. So I think the card is super underrated.
My toughest opponent was probably my lineup. And myself, like I was really on my lineup not living up to the standard that I have.
Toughest opponent was Stanodachi, because I lost, and you know, he was at Worlds too. He's a good player, great guy, could do anything.
My toughest opponent today was probably Meaty. He's a good player and he drew well against me, so draws are also a tough opponent.
Well, it was Fino, because he was the only one I lost to.
Probably Mr. Yagut in the first round, because he had a really good lineup against mine, and yeah, he won 3-2. But it was really close series, but it was the hardest games this day.
Probably be Quiet, because he had a more anti-lineup against me.
My toughest opponent was Casey today. We had a really fun series. Seeped him really nearly, so I lost it at 3-2. And yeah, it was the funniest series ever.
It was my Priest deck because it was either a bad build or just that Priest in general is overrated.
My toughest opponent was Jarla, because I was playing him in my last round. I was pretty tired and the matches went really long.
My toughest opponent today was probably Colento in the first round. I lost to him 1-3.
I think my toughest opponent was Tyler, because that was the longest series I had today and it was really exhausting.
That's a tough question, because the Murloc Paladin didn't perform well, but it got banned most of the time. But maybe Spiteful drew it, even though it worked out quite well today. The lineup was fine, that's fine.
I would definitely not play Control Warrior, but maybe Taunt Druid.
Obviously I wouldn't change any. Like a lot of people brought Quest Rogue, which is also very good for this tournament, but I'm not really comfortable with it, so I'm super happy with the 4 decks I brought.
Well, I would definitely not play the Priest, because throughout the tournament I kind of found out that the Priest is it's not a very optimal deck for current metagame.
I wouldn't change anything. I think my lineup is really good and it worked really well for me today.
I would actually change my mage for Spiteful Druid.
I wouldn't change anything.
I would probably change the strategy as a whole, but if I could change one deck, it would probably be my Spiteful Druid.
I think I would change Murloc Pala. It went like, I don't know, it lost like 10 games for me, so...
I would definitely change my Paladin. And at first I would try to just build it better. So there were some mistakes that I found in it, like deck building mistakes, after testing it more.
I would like to change my priest and probably delete the priest class from my collection.
I would change my priest for sure. My priest was not so great today.
I think I wouldn't bring priest.
Ooh, I would probably change Town Druid because it underperformed a lot for me.
I like my lineup, but I would change like 2 or 3 cards in my Town Druid, I think. My favorite HearthStone memory is from last year, HearthStone Global Games, when we won with Czech nationals team.
I'm gonna take. I lost against Maria to qualify. So 1 round away before, or 2 rounds away before qualifying. Then he knocked me in a 95% win rate match, and I lost.
That has to be words. Just the whole event. What was a great experience. Was well organized by Blizzard. Just the whole thing, the whole show.
I guess it's gonna be this one. I guess it's gonna be this tournament, and yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of good memories from here.
I would say it was a winning of Slovak National Championship.
It was definitely hitting Rank 1 Legend just a few days ago.
My favorite HearthStone memory is actually qualifying for the HCT Germany. I spent a lot of time to qualify for this event.
Probably a time when Patron Warrior was dominating the ladder, and I was rank 1 for like 10 days or something like that on ladder. So that was good.
My favorite Hearthstone memory, there are 2. One was qualifying for Winter Championships, and one that is kind of Hearthstone related was when I was at Naaman's wedding, because Hearthstone led to that, and I enjoyed that very much.
My favorite Hearthstone memory was when I joined the TeamSpeak channel and met like Syntholol and Nixlane for the first time.
My favorite Hearthstone memory was from 2016 when I qualified for the spring playoffs, the spring championships, the European one, because it was like my first big achievement in the biggest, like HCT tour is the biggest like tournament for me, where you're trying to qualify for the World Championship. So for me, that's my fondest memory.
Probably when I won Trinity with Crane and Super JJ.
My favorite Hearthstone memory is going undefeated in Swiss at DreamHack Valencia, because I didn't have that much achievements after that, and I really enjoyed that memory.
Definitely last year Czech Nationals, because I won that, and yeah, that was my biggest accomplishment. So I remember that, like, yeah, that's the best time in my Hearthstone history.
Valera.
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 Valera for sure.
Maiev.
Valera.
Valera.
Maiev.
Valera.
Valera.
Valera Spay.
Valera every time.
Valera.
Valera.
Odd.
Even. Even.
Odd.
Odd.
Even.
Odd.
Even.
Even.
Odd.
Even.
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 Cube.
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 No cube.
No cube.
Cube.
No.
Cube.
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 Cube. No cube control.
No, I don't want to answer this one.
Subtle.
Raven.
Raven.
Subtle.
Raven.
Subtle.
Diggin.
Raven.
Subtle.
Obviously subtle.
Subtle for sure.
Subtle every time.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Subtle.
Raven.
Aggro. All the way.
Control.
Aggro.
Control.
Control for sure.
Aggro.
Aggro.
Aggro?
Control.
Aggro.
Control.
Control.
Aggro.
Control.
Control.